what were you working on before? Just kind of, I did look over a chart a little bit, but just kind of give me an idea of.
So, no, I have no problem going into that. Before we go into that, I just want to touch a couple of things first. If you're okay with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I don't know where to start, but number one, I am currently pregnant.
Okay. How far along?
5 months.
5 months? Okay.
So that'll be in conversation on sessions. Point two is I still am. I'm very skeptical about male therapists.
Okay.
Nothing. I wouldn't say nothing traumatic has happened. I don't have a phobia against males. It's nothing super deep. I just personally think that the only male therapist that I did have, it was years ago when I was probably 18, 19.
Okay.
I'm 26 now.
Yep.
More of a psychologist, I think. I forgot what he was exactly. He was more private. And I didn't feel like I got the best. And then I think it started to skew into him telling me what to do versus putting the options out there for me and trying to help me help myself.
Okay.
To figure what's best for me. It was more, what he thought was best for me.
So it sounds like you didn't really feel like you were being heard.
Kind of, yes. Like at the very end, we were working for a while.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was just, it happened through, time that I guess he gained that trust. He felt more comfortable, to be that honest. I'm not so sure where it came from. Because it wasn't like that at first. But at that time when I was seeing him, I was with a very tough relationship that I've talked about in my chart before. Okay. And it was an emotional / abuse, physical abuse at the time on both ends. And I guess because it was such a touchy, sensitive subject, I don't know. I don't know if it was just hard for him to know what to say, and it came off more, you should do this versus what I expected out of a therapist.
So it's almost like he was trying to fix the problem for you? Is that what I'm hearing?
I got more of a friend, brotherly, a more of a caring, hey, don't be with this person, this person's bad for you.
Okay.
Vibe versus a therapist point of view of, hey, I'm a neutral person, I'm just going to put your options out here for you.
Right, let's weigh the pros and the cons.
Correct.
And then from that, you can make an educated decision.
Correct.
Okay.
So, because of that, it left me kind of like a sour mouth, per se, for that. And then at the very end, there was at the very end, I don't know if this is just me diminishing it or what, because it was so many years ago, but I felt that there was a hug that was too long of a hug. So then, put that hug with what was already happening, it just did not feel right anymore.
So it sounds like you felt uncomfortable with it.
At that point, yeah. Which is what made me leave, and that's it, never went back.
Okay, so you weren't even ending, it was just one, at the end of a session.
Yeah.
That's what
happened. It was just, I was, like I said, I was going there for a couple, I want to say a max 2 years, on and off.
Okay.
Because I started with my insurance when I was going to him. And then I lost my insurance. Then I was going through a lot of problems as a teenager with that relationship as well. And he did me and my parents a favor of kind of working with us under the table. So we would pay him, but not through insurance.
Okay, yeah.
So during the time that I lost insurance and then we started thinking of that plan, there was some time that we didn't see each other. And then once we did that, we started to see each other more frequent. If money wasn't enough, I wouldn't see him, so forth. So it was like that for a total of 2 years, more or less.
Okay.
But like I said, towards the end, I just started getting those more intense conversations of, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't be with him, you shouldn't blah, blah, blah. And then, one day, it was just that hug that he initially asked me, and I understood what was going on. Everything was very respectful. He asked me if it was okay if he can give me a hug. I felt like I needed one. I accepted. but it was just the contents of that hug that I didn't feel comfortable. It was too long of a hug for me, for my comfortability.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, that experience gave me a sour mouth.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I don't know, then I think I also had the combination of the stereotype where a female will understand and will understand more than a male would.
Mm. So just the emotional connection.
Because of like how a male will interpret things versus how a female will interpret things.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if we're talking about rape, or we're talking about intimacy, or something along those lines. You know, because we're on two separate, you know,
male versus female.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, you know, like I get nervous with what the answer will be from a male, or what the response would be from a male.
Mm.
So that's why I've pushed away that.
Okay.
So this whole time since being in Trip, I've stayed only females. I've only had females, and I've always preferred. I was 100% aware that, you know, due to you know, how many were available and so forth,
right,
there was a possibility I would get a male. I was nervous, but I mean, again, I'm open to it. You know, it's been a couple years now, so it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm a lot older, so let's give it a shot. And I still was hoping for my female, but I mean, whatever. This whole year has been very, you know, like, different, so I mean, I'm open to it. I just want you to be aware of, like, of that.
And I appreciate you being upfront with that, because a lot of people wouldn't be willing to disclose that, especially early on. So I appreciate you just establishing that, and that helps me to be aware of it.
Yeah, that's gonna be our second combo right now.
Okay. But no, I again, just everything you said about your past experiences with a male therapist, and it sounds like if what I'm hearing is you've had a lot of female therapists, and those have been good experiences as well.
Correct.
So, and I also hear the fact that, you know, men and women kind of process things differently, and also emotion-wise experience things differently. So I think that's something that we both can, like, pay attention to, and if at any time you don't feel like I'm getting it or understanding, like, please bring that up, because I do want to try to understand and try to help you in the best way that I can.
Good.
So, your second point.
My second point is I felt, because like you see my chart, I've been here for a couple years now. I'm already, like, used to, like, how it works.
Yeah.
Which I've also, with time, I've learned what works for me,
mm-hmm,
and how it's better for us to communicate. So what I've liked to do from the get-go is to be direct, is to be straightforward. I don't hold back. I already feel safe being in therapy.
Okay.
So I don't really need to, like, get to know you first before, you know, like, and because I am direct, I like, and I learn more, and I appreciate it, and I absorb more of what you're teaching me if you're direct with me.
Okay.
Whether you cut me off, whether you question something that, like, hey, wait, because a lot of times I will ramble. I've noticed that. I will. And in my mind, I feel like they all connect, but sometimes verbally they may not sound like they connect.
Okay.
So then I'm 100% open to you cutting me off and saying, hey, this is not matching that. How did you make that match, you know?
So kind of picking out those, can we say, like, cognitive distortions?
Yes.
Or things that aren't quite following, and saying,
correct,
wait, I'm not, you're saying this on the one hand, and on the other hand you're saying this.
Correct.
How do they work together?
How do they work together?
Okay.
Yes. So I'm totally open to it.
Okay.
You know, I've had, with a couple of my female therapists, I've had that happen. And a lot of times they're kind of like, you know, well, we like to feel you guys out a little first before we, you know, go in full on with...
Right, and there's some of that rapport building, and, like, again, you just literally met me, and kind of understanding not only your personality, but just, you know, how you think about things, how you approach life, and just getting to know you. Because just like you're getting to know me, I'm getting to know you as well.
Exactly.
So, and again, I can read your chart all day long, but that doesn't that doesn't tell me who you are. So this is where we make that happen.
Great.
So, okay.
So those are my main points that I felt like from the get-go you need to know. And
no, I appreciate the the honesty and being upfront about, because it makes it a lot easier than me trying to guess and be like,
Yeah.
wow,